So going back to the Nico Bolsico effect where, goodbye career, I'm just going to focus on my kid. You were already an artista
Yes.
and like a working
I was
person
23,
and everything?
yeah, in
23.
the middle of my career. I was 6. I started musical theater professionally. I was 6, TV at 9.
Did you plan on having the kid or was it kind of like a surprise?
I wasn't prepared. But you know what? I always wanted to be a mom.
Please elaborate. How did it happen?
So I did have a boyfriend at that time.
Artista?
No, foreign dude. And then he pursued me for a really long time. But then our relationship was actually very, very short. And then, And then came the best gift in the world. Like, I can't imagine life without books. I call him Bookie, but his real name is Davian Alejandro. They wanted to call him Buknoy. Batanggenyong Tisoy, because we're from Batangas. And, like, they would mess with me while I was pregnant because I couldn't think of a name. They're like, yo, we're going to call him Buknoy. But dude, I was like, no.
I'm so terrified putting myself in that position at 23 years old and being like, going to the doctor and being like, hey, dude, you're pregnant. I'd be so scared. Terrified.
I think, I used to call him Little Warrior because when I found out I was pregnant, I actually almost lost him. But that's how I found out when I went to the doctors. I was shooting, I was filming every day. And I was on like a liquid diet. And I was like hella ripped. I didn't even know
and
I was.
You didn't know you were pregnant?
No, I didn't.
I'm curious about like your
mental state.
Mental state reaction. Like,
I always wanted to be a mom. I was super excited. I was worried about my family because
like your parents.
Yeah, my parents.
Because they might judge you.
No, or like break their hearts. Or I was the last person in the world that would get pregnant out of wedlock. So it would be like it's a shock that I got pregnant out of wedlock. Like everybody thought I would do it like right.
Did you feel like you should get married before the kid comes out?
They did ask me. My parents had asked me, you want to give your child, the whole family. I mean, you want to give them everything in the world, right? But
it's kind of like the traditional, not rule, but like, you should get married before you have the kid, right?
Yeah, but my family didn't force it.
I'm asking these questions because I don't come
from here.
I don't come from a super conservative traditional background. So I don't have that pressure and I don't know what it's like.
I mean, initially, I was afraid of that, that they would be upset and, not accept me. But they were like surprisingly super duper understanding. And they were proud of me because they don't believe in not valuing life. And so they were proud of me that I chose this path. And they didn't force me to get married. They did throw around the idea, but they didn't. And
do you think they wanted you to get married?
I never really asked them.
Did you want to get married?
No, because we weren't together long enough. But yeah, I think one thing I was afraid of was that I had a lot of contracts that were ongoing. Yes. The work part. And then
being pregnant will totally change how you look because you were an artista that's like dancing and singing and you can't necessarily.
Well, you know what? In all fairness to me, I look more pregnant now than I did when I was actually, like, I'm not even pregnant and I look big, but I was skinnier during pregnancy and after pregnancy. But that's besides the point. But it was really tough for work because I had contracts ongoing. So I was worrying about that, but it was never to the point where I thought of not having my child because that was non-negotiable. I wanted to have Bookie, like, from the get-go. I was like, yes, I'm having this kid. It's a chance for me to love somebody with my whole heart. Because before, I guess I grew up in such a loving environment with my family and musical theater out here. Everybody's very loving. And so when I moved into, like, school and show business, it was a whole different thing. Like, I couldn't love everybody or be as jolly with everybody or as lambing with everybody as I wanted to. I couldn't be as kind as I wanted to because everybody would always assume that it's lande or it's like me being, fake or whatnot. So I kind of had to hold a lot of my love in. And so when I, realized I was having somebody to spend my life with, like a child to take care of, I was really excited because I had so much love and energy left over to share. And I was so excited that I had that. So I found out I was pregnant. I was 3 months already, 3.5 months in. And so when I did go through the rest of the pregnancy, I chose to enjoy that by myself. Like, I closed everybody off that wasn't a part of my real world. And work world kind of took a step back, and I just wanted to enjoy that moment that I knew won't ever come again, like a first baby. Like I wanted to like, you know, really milk it and like enjoy.
No
this-
pun intended.
Yeah. Oh shit. True that. I wanted to milk it. So yeah, I just went forward and I told everybody, you know what, I'm gonna do it in my own time.
You
and
sound
then I
like
did it.
you weren't so worried about it.
No, I was more worried about letting people down, like with the contracts and stuff, because I'm always so
Yeah.
professional.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I was just like, I'm 23. I'm not 16. People were treating it like I was 16 because they saw me grow up, but I understood that. So when I was ready at my own time, that's when I did it in my own way, in my own timing, told everybody that, ta-da, I'm pregnant. I'm a mom.
How does this talk go with the person you created this child with about that? Like, did you have a plan? If you liked what you saw and you want to listen to the full episode, then download Spotify and follow us at SuperHuman with Will Dasovich. It's completely free, it's linked below and easy to use.